Hi everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, here to remind you that it doesn't have to be a nice day, it's just the only one you got. And it's here, ready or not. And for this episode, we've got a lot of records to go through, some new acquisitions, and quite a wide variety of music. Most of it's probably skewing towards the new and new, a couple new releases for this year. So we'll get started right away here. And first record, this was a blind buy. I'm kind of doing blind buys again. Well, I make a few inquiries when I'm in the store to try and get a handle on it. And what intrigued me was this one here, Spiritualized. Now, the title of the record is Ladies and Gentlemen, We Are Floating in Space. And this was originally released in 1997. This is a 2025 reissue. And yeah, I kind of bought it on a whim. I was asking the guy in the store, and he was having difficulty categorizing the musical style. And after listening to it, I could kind of understand that. But what this is, it's a little bit of space rock, kind of like loop. But at times, they kind of venture into some kind of psychedelic style with kind of like flaming lips. It's very melodic at times, but it's constantly very, very powerful. This band is similar to King Crimson in that there is a central figure with a rotating cast of musicians and contributors. So that's really the only similarity. There's not much similarity when we get to musical style. And the central figure, his name is Jason Pierce, also known as J Spaceman. So yeah, and the other musicians that get involved in this project include people from the London Community Gospel Choir. Dr. John makes an appearance on this. There's Brian John Cole on pedal steel guitar. And there's an appearance that I presume, I don't know when Mark Bolan died. All right, so the original was recorded in 1997. So, but Mark Bolan is credited on here, as is Bjork. And then there's also a Terry Edwards and a Tim Sanders on tenor sax. What's kind of interesting to me about the album cover is, all right, so you got this, and then down here it says 2 tablets, 70 minutes. And then, on the back, you get this information for oral, not oral, but oral administration only. Use only as directed by a physician. See enclosed leaflet. But yeah, you can see it was from 1997, and then they did a remaster reissue. And yeah, the inserts, besides the track listing, it has information like, what are the possible side effects of Spiritualized? You may become a little forgetful or experience memory loss. What should I do if my symptoms persist? Try alternative medicines, such as laser-guided melodies, pure phase, let it come down, which are other releases by Spiritualized. But yeah, the active ingredients, are the musicians listed here. Yeah, so the record opens up with a title track, and it's very, very dreamy and spacey. But then the next song is this like noise rock, kind of like, like loop, called Come Together, with this great guitar riff. My favorite track on the record is called All My Thoughts. And this begins with this like really dreamy sort of Jesus and Mary Chain kind of vibe, but then it bursts into like banging rock. And then it cycles back and forth between these two particular styles. And then there's this like section in there that is just really loud, cacophonous rock. It's just really quite amazing and layered piece. The Individual, that's a name of one of the tracks, has lots of squealing and droning and squawking saxophone with this steady guitar beam going all the way through to kind of like give it a connection, a bass. And then the song just gradually fades as if it's like never ending. Really quite cool stuff. I'm really happy with this record. And the needle drop I have for you is a track called Electricity. Now you've got an idea of Spiritualized, which, yeah, I think I neglected to mention, I believe it's a British band. This next one was an order I had in my want list for a long time, and it would sometimes pop up in my want list, and for whatever reason I didn't buy it. But a lot of times when it would pop up available for sale, it was from, you know, Britain or someplace like that, where shipping was going to be a major issue. But the sole reason I wanted the record was because of the cover art. Although I did listen to it online, and what I heard was, you know, pretty good. But I was really interested in the cover art because there's some history here. And the band is called Atlas Sounds, and this is, let me take it out of the outer sleeve, maybe reduce some of the glare. See, now this artwork on the front cover took me back to when I was a kid. And my parents, I don't know if it was my mother or father, had these books. They were sort of like science history books. I'm trying to remember exactly what kind of book this was, but it was a picture book. So it would have sections on different historical figures, and then some, you know, images, paintings or drawings. And I believe this drawing was about Hippocrates and, you know, the birth of medicine. And I remember very much this photo. I tried looking it up, photo, I should say. It's the image, because it was a painting, a watercolor or something like that. And I tried to look it up to find out, you know, who the artist was, when it was painted, and I really couldn't find very much information about it. But when I saw this as a kid, I think I was maybe around 8 years old when I saw this. What really kind of drew me was, you know, you've got these expressions. You know, I'm presuming a doctor, because this image was associated with history of medicine. this physician, and he's sort of looking, kind of in an awkward, bending down his head a little bit to look at the woman who is presumably the boy's mother, in kind of an expression of, do you understand what I'm saying to you? And she's looking at him like, I don't know, it's kind of like there's concern, but there's also like disbelief. And then the expression on the boy, to me, was like frustration and exasperation that, I'm not convinced that there's really anything wrong with him. And I don't think he's really convinced there's anything wrong with him. But it's kind of like this resignation. That's what I got out of it as a kid. Now, this same image was something that the lead guy from the front man from Atlas Sound, Bradford Cox, he saw this image in a medical journal that he found in a thrift store. And he said, and I'm presuming on the inside that may be him when he was a boy. And then the back is just this really distorted image. But he was found it in this medical journal in a thrift store. And he said that he had this really, really strong emotional response to the image. And I believe it even inspired some of the music for the album. So musically, I was quite pleased with it when I got it and I started listening to it. So it's more than just the album cover that makes the album worth having, for me anyway. The music it's electronic music and kind of on the shoegaze. There's a slight lo-fi quality to some of the tunes, but then there's also this ambient quality. I have 2 needle drops for this one. So, but the closer on the album, it's called ABC Glasgow. And this is this beautiful meditative composition that has like the metallic tubular bells that are being struck with, I believe, a softened mallet, and then also singing bowls. It's really quite beautiful piece. Now, the needle drops, the first one I'm going to do is Scraping Past, which is, it's got all kinds of cool things going on in it. It's just to me, a really, really very cool song. So here's a little bit of Scraping Past. So you've got that going on with that song. Now the next needle drop is called The Abandoned Closet, which to me has this very entrancing vibraphone. cool, I think. It's just, and so, yeah, throughout the, it's a, yeah, it's a double album. So lots of good music on here. I don't think it overstays its welcome in any respects. So that's Atlas Sound. The title of the album, I've neglected to mention that, is Let the Blind Lead Those Who Can See But Cannot Feel. And it was released in 2008. All right, now the next one is a new release by a Dutch band composed of Turkish musicians who play psychedelic music based on traditional Turkish folk songs. And that is Altın Gün. And this is their new album, Garip, I think is how you would say it. Not quite sure. And it is a memorial album. So it, let's see, on the back here it says, yeah, it's an album that memorializes Neset Ertas, who was born in 1938 and died in 2012. He's a revered and much loved singer, lyricist, composer, and baglama player from Kırşehir, Turkey. Throughout his life, he wrote hundreds of songs and recorded more than 30 albums. We're grateful to have his family's blessing to record his songs and share our interpretations of some of our favorites from his repertoire. So you've got these songs by a very beloved Turkish composer being interpreted by these Turkish musicians in a psychedelic manner. And it's really, really quite, all Altın Gün albums are really, really quite good. I have seen them live in Chicago at, it was in Thalia Hall, and I'm not going to, here's the back cover so you can see the titles of the songs. I'm not even going to try to pronounce any of them. But the needle drop I have for you is the opening track, so you can give that a listen. Beautiful. It's just really amazing music. The instruments are really quite wonderful. And yeah, it's very much a psychedelic vibe, but it's got that Turkish folk feeling and foundation, and just really, really good stuff. I really like Altın Gün. In terms of their LPs, I have every one of them ever since they started putting out records. So, and I think this is, I didn't count, but I think this is their 6th one. Not sure. So there it is for Altın Gün. Then the next one is going to be wow, this was, I just heard about it recently, within the last month or so, and ordered it from Bandcamp. I went to Bandcamp and listened to it there, and I was like, oh God, yes, I gotta have this. And that is, the band is called Polymath, and the album is Something Deeply Hidden. And this was released this year, 2026. This is really heavy, proggy math rock. The sound, the way I would characterize the sound, is that it's as if King Crimson and Tool had a love child so heavy that they couldn't lift it. It's just, it's got it does have kind of a quality of King Crimson to it, particularly with the percussion and the drumming. When you think about it, King Crimson, some people, say that, all right, math rock sort of developed in the early 90s, late 80s, with bands like Slint, and then you got bands like Polvo, and then, and now the names are escaping me. Caballero, Dom Caballero. I have some of the records. And it's that kind of sound, but they also bring in a King Crimson progginess to the sound. And, King Crimson, when you think about not the early stuff, we got to get past Lizard. And then we start getting into, I think they start developing and experimenting with the math rock, the very percussive, and, well, they were always very percussive, but really percussive, and the wild time changes and the syncopation. In some respects, King Crimson is probably the progenitor of math rock. But these guys, oh God, the album pretty much is relentless from start to finish. It is really that intense, and it's really that good. And this pressing sounds really fantastic as well. The needle drop that I have for you is the opening track, The Universe as an Engine. Right there, bam, that's how the record opens. It's, you're on. Okay, so next one, now we're gonna switch gears to something a little bit different, a little bit older. That is this band here called Cadillac. And Cadillac is a Japanese, this is their eponymous album. It's a Japanese rockabilly, 50s style rock and roll band. And I mean, look at their hairstyles that they got going on there. This was recorded and released in 1986. And it's garage rocky, really, really quite good. And, I was really kind of amazed because, if you go through YouTube, you will find videos from time to time. Sometimes they get posted on Instagram and from Japan, of people attending like dance parties listening to 50s rock and roll and rockabilly. And everyone just, does their hair up, and, and it's both the guys and the gals, old and young, see 60, 70-year-old people in their blue jeans and white t-shirts, with the cuffs on the jeans rolled up and their hair all slicked back, and the wallets with the chains, and then down to kids, like 6-year-old kids. The same thing. Their hair is all gooped up, and they're in their white t-shirt and their blue jeans, and they've got a wallet with a chain, and then, the women are dressed in that 50s sock hop kind of style, and they're all just kind of dancing around and having a great time. So this style of music apparently has a pretty significant following in Japan, and a culture that goes with it. Kind of like some of the, you see videos from time to time from Britain, where they have Northern Soul parties, and you see them dancing, and it's really quite fun. And like I say, this music, it's good. These are very accomplished musicians, and it's a really, really good recording. And it's not going to cost you a lot of money when you find it. The problem is it's going to be in Japan, and what's going to add the cost, of course, is going to be the shipping. And I got lucky that there was a U.S. vendor selling this near mint copy. I mean, it's just it's a VG Plus that they graded it, but it's just a really sweet copy. And they've got the little car you can see on the label there. So the needle drop I have for you on this one is a song called Hey Billy. There you go. I mean, this rock and roll, rockabilly, it's good stuff. I really like it. They have another album I would like to get, that right now the title of the album escapes me, but I hope to get that one too. But it's the same problem. Most of the time the vendor is in Japan, and they're inexpensive records. But when you have to pay 30, 40 bucks to get it shipped, it's no longer an inexpensive record. Okay. So I'm hoping to find one. I mean, I did see one in like this shop in a side street in Hue, Vietnam, when I was there a couple years ago. But the owner of the store wasn't available, and the person who was doing the store for the owner didn't know how it was priced, and the owner wasn't going to come back until like later, but we had to catch a bus so that we could get to the train in Depart Hui for Da Nang. So I did run across the record, out in the wild, but it was in the wild of Vietnam. But, hey, they show up from time to time. Now, the next one here is an EP by this band called Gentlemen After Dark. This was released in 1983. And Gentlemen After Dark used to be known as The Pills. Now, I believe they're from the Phoenix area. I saw them, and I saw The Pills maybe 1979, 1980, somewhere around there, in Tucson in a bar. And then I also saw in the same bar a couple years later the Gentlemen After Dark. Now, the Gentlemen After Dark, it's a glam power pop group, the successor to the Pills, which was punk. And there is a CD available and a mini EP, a 7-inch mini EP for the Pills, which I would love to get, but they're very rare and they're not cheap, but I would really like to get them. I got the Gentlemen After Dark because of the nostalgia. In terms of, the music on here, I've listened to this once, and of the 4 songs on here, the only one I'll probably want to listen to again is the title song, A Gentleman After Dark, which is, a decent song. But the other songs are, passable. But yeah, I got it because of the nostalgia, from my days of living in Arizona. So that's Gentleman After Dark. Then had to add to my, I'm almost up to date with my Jake Bugg collection, and I've got Saturday Night, Sunday Morning, ordered that. It's a signed copy, but, there's a bunch that are the signed copies, and they're inexpensive. You're not going to pay, it's going to be less, brand new, less than $30. It's on the white vinyl. Jake Bugg, I really like Jake Bugg, but he's hit or miss. Two of his albums that I really like is the Debut. I really, really like that album. And then Hearts That Strain is a really good album as well. The other albums are, and he's got another new one out that came out, I believe it was last year. Excuse me, this is from 2021. But yeah, this one's okay. That's what I got to say about it. It's okay. I still believe he is unnecessarily overly influenced by his producers. And who does the production on this? I'm gonna have to try and read on the. I don't know who does the production. I should look it up because I don't know if Jake Bugg is doing his own production or who it is. But that's been kind of an issue with Jake Bugg, in my opinion, with some of his earlier releases, is that the producer is too involved in creating more polished sound and music. And Jake Bugg, if you strip his music down to just, the bare essentials of the music, is really, really good. It's all this overproduction that I believe tends to mask his talent. So I kind of wish he would. He almost got back in control, I thought, with Hearts That Strain. But yeah, it just seems to be. But I like his music. He's easy on the eyes. And I will definitely look up the newest one and get that as well. All right, last album is a classic that I finally got in my collection. It's a 2022 remaster, reissue. The original was from 1971, and that is Blue by Joni Mitchell. You know, not a lot to say about this. I mean, you know, the song Blue, My Old Man, you know, you've got, what is this here? Last time I saw Richard, River. I want to go and skate along a river. If I want to find a river I can skate on. You know, yeah, there's a lot of really great songs on here. But hey, there's not much else to say about this record. It sounds good. I'm not going to do a needle drop for it. Long time ago, I had an issue with Joni Mitchell music being part of a video that I posted to YouTube. This was decades ago, before I even had like a VC style channel. And I was playing, I was driving, I was living in Arizona at the time, and I was driving around the area around Jerome, because I love Jerome, Arizona. It's a fantastic place. And I drove to Sedona to go to Red Rock Crossing, because I had been there years before, and I was trying to find the place where I had been, and it was like all developed, just houses all over the place, really quite sad. But I had Joni Mitchell Woodstock playing on my car stereo while I was driving around and holding my camera, my phone, so that I could record, you know, and upload it to YouTube. And I got the copyright claim was so severe that they silenced my video. So ever since then, I do not do needle drops for Joni Mitchell. But hey, you know, everybody knows Joni Mitchell, and either you love her or you don't. So there you go. Leave a comment in the down under. I hope you enjoyed all that, and a thumbs up really helps out. Please do that. You can find me on Instagram as well, where I go by the handle of NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. And then I have a page on Facebook called Calvin Wazoo, where I post my YouTube videos, but I also post other videos and music-related content. So yeah, I love getting the comments. Please leave them. And remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.